This is going to be the only way to make our club successful. You always have to make it enjoyable to all the members, and you have to treat all the administration issues. And of course, making sure that the club gets into the Distinguished Club program. This is from the book, when you go to Toastmasters International. Always try to be at most of your meetings as president. I know one of another president, not going to say any name, but he delegates the presidency. He says, well, I don't have time. I'm going to let my vice president of education be there all the time. He goes only once every 4 months. And I told him, hey, you want to be, to club you be successful, you have to be there. You cannot delegate the presidency. You might be out 1, 2 times. I would say 10%, 20% of that, but try to be there most of the time. The members are going to appreciate it that you are there for them. That's what I'm going to say just about this one, because we have to move on. So on the checklist as president, and this is what you do before the club meetings. Always have to make sure that you are in contact with your vice president of education, and you have to ask them, how are members doing? Where do they stand in the competent communicator or competent leadership? When are they going to deliver the next speech? So it's always good that you talk to your vice president of education and tell them details about the membership. And of course, you always have to plan the business portion of the meeting, the sequence or the format of the meeting you're going to have. You want to have the announcements at the beginning or the announcements at the end. By the way, in my particular case, I'm switching from the announcements at the beginning to the announcements at the end, because sometimes we're going to run out of time. When you arrive at the club meetings, you always have to make sure that the Toastmasters have the roles filled and remind them. Some people don't know the responsibilities at Toastmasters, as a Toastmaster. And you have to tell them, hey, look at the roles, which ones have not been filled, and ask anybody from the audience to fill them up. Then you always have to, this particular task you can delegate, the one where you review the meeting agenda to the Toastmaster, if he's an experienced Toastmaster. The next one, you can always delegate the great guest to the Sergeant of Arms or any officer. During the meetings, you can delegate the start of the meeting and introduce guests to the Sergeant of Arms. That's what we do. I don't do it anymore as president. Our Sergeant of Arms is the one who introduces all the guests and asks them who they are, how they hear about the club. You can also briefly explain the meeting events. Some people get confused about the format of the meetings. And what we're doing right now is explain, are we going to be doing the speeches first, table topics second, and evaluations last? Or you can do table topics first, speeches second, and evaluations last. Whatever format, try to keep them so clear, especially for visitors. They don't know what the meeting is about, and they get confused about what sections of the meeting they are, even how to use the ballots. It's always important for them to know that there is 3 sections of the meeting. You have to make the announcements. You get to choose right at the end or at the beginning, and adjourn the meeting on time. Some people delegate this to the Sergeant of Arms. It's up to you. Now, this is one of the most important I have. This is actually one of my slides. You always have to be there for your club most of the time. Always get support from your officers for most decisions. Never go alone. Always keep them informed. Usually by email is always good. Once a week, I don't know how often you meet, every 2 weeks, once a month. Always keep them in the loop for whatever is coming up, you as president. Always keep good relationship with everybody, even guests. When you ask somebody to do a particular role or a certain task they have to do, if they don't want to do it, don't push it too much because they're going to get pissed off, and some people don't come back. That is true. So always keep good relationships with everybody, in particular with your officers. This is one of the most difficult ones because when you tell them, hey, could you do this for the next meeting? Could you be in charge of our anniversary or to go in for the spring conference? Sometimes they know I'm busy And then when you do it, so you can go to another officer, try to be very polite. And the most important thing, actually this comes from Laura, who was our past president, always have fun at the meetings. For this one, most of you already know, you have to get your distinguished club status for your club. There is actually 10, and if you get 5 of any of these, you get the distinguished status. By the way, you're going to see ACB, which means Advanced Communicator Bronze, Silver and Gold. That's what the S at the end of the abbreviation means. I have to always look what they mean when they tell me I'm an ALB. Like, so usually C is Communicator, Advanced Communicator Bronze, and L is Leader. Make sure you get at least 5 if you can. Sometimes it's really easy to get it, but try to shoot for that. This is something very important. You as president, in the last 6 months, if your club goes by a year, some clubs go by 6 months. In the last 6 months, you have to make sure that your club becomes one of the distinguished clubs. Prepare for the international speech contest. This is one of the most important ones. Talk to most of the members, paid members. Tell them how important it is to go to the international competition or the fall competition, the humorous contest. It is very important because they're going to get to see the best speakers there are from other clubs. This is very important. You start the promotion and start really early in the process. And always look for your successor before the end of the term. Try to start talking to one of your officers, closest officers, to become your successor as president. And always offer your support. Never tell them, hey, you're going to be doing everything and I'm going to abandon the club after I leave the presidency.